Yeah, so we've got the new PH-5 that's just coming out from Gold Note. It's going to be their sub £1,000 Phono stage offering. So away into the entry level, if you like to call it, for Gold Note, just making things a bit more accessible. But so far from what we've heard, it's been an excellent Phono stage. Nice sort of configurability about it, with still some nice options on board, even though it's the entry level offering. So on the input side of things, we've got a single set of RCAs on the back, but that will support a moving magnet or a moving coil cartridge, which will then be fully configurable gain wise and loading wise for the MC. But what's interesting about this, so it's a fully touchscreen display, which is quite a nice feature. It's quite nice and simplistic as well. There's not too much going on, but you can flick across to your EQ curves depending on if you're playing a record that's been pressed by Columbia, RIA as it was before, or Decca London. And each one also has an enhanced mode, which is just a bit of a boost on the treble, so it just opens things up. But you can have that with or without, and go back and forth between them. So it's a bit of a personal preference. It's a bit of a tonal tweaking more than anything. You might find you just prefer to just stick on one or the other, but it's nice to have the option to be able to change across to things. It's quite nice just to stick it on RIA, is generally a good way to go. Easy enough to change across settings. So that's, like I said, the single input, but you can just nice and easy select the MC and MM on the back of it. But moreover that, if you're on the MC, you can play around with any loading that you'd like to have a fiddle around with, and that just makes it really nice and easy, unlike other things where you may have to whip the lid off to play around with stuff. It's just nice and easy to be able to do that and then sit back and see how you've changed the sound. Go back to the MM there. And gain as well. Gain, you've got some nice options for the gain, and it's all just about tapping. You just tap the front of it and it goes through the phases, so it just makes things really nice and simple to use, and there's nothing to go wrong. So flipping round to the back of the Phono stage here, you can see the single input, as mentioned, just an RCA input with the grounding post there just above. And then going to the right, we've got the outputs, which are supported by the balanced and RCAs again, so you've got balanced and unbalanced output there, which is quite nice to actually see the balanced on a Phono stage of this level. The sort of sub £1,000 is quite nice to be able to have that as well. It's a bit unusual to see that, but it's a slightly larger unit, so there's space to put them on there. Also a key feature here is you can upgrade this with a power supply, so they have got a current offering for an upgrade power supply on their sort of reference models that they've got, but they're also supporting the same PSU that can be used on those, can be used on this as a nice upgrade, so it work out similar money per box. Spend that again, you get a nice upgrade, and really opens things out with the power supply. So it's nice to see that on there. And then just your toggle power switch, and then your power cable flips in the back, and then just your USB there for any sort of updating software, which would be mainly on the display side of things, so just keeping things up to date as and when it's needed. But overall, really nice Phono stage. Really pleased with how that's turned out, and nice to see an entry point into the world of Gold Note.